It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. It's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
What's on the cutting room floor? First day back, friend?
Well, let's talk about food. I follow a guy on social media and it's called Cooking with Congress. And what he does is he samples the day in a life, food-wise, of people throughout various parts of American government. It might be someone who works as a fireman in Oregon, for example, or a civil servant, if they've got any of them remaining in America, from Nebraska. But I looked at with interest two first ladies. He ate like Jackie Onassis for a day and like Nancy Reagan for a day. They're both very thin women.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what Jackie Onassis had? A day in the life of her food.
Yeah.
This is probably when she wasn't at state dinners, etc. It was very plain. Her breakfast, toast with honey and just coffee with warm milk and an orange juice. Lunch was a broth and a very thin sandwich of light grilled cheese. What era would this have been? Probably the 70s?
Yeah.
A snack, this is stuff that people snack on today, cottage cheese and blueberries. Remember cottage cheese and grapefruit were all the rage in
It was
those days.
cottage cheese. You don't see people eat that anymore.
Yes, you do. It's all come back.
It's back.
It's the new thing. You know how I don't know how we can actually walk around without constantly asking for protein.
Yeah.
According to social media, all day, all we're supposed to do is consume protein. I don't know how we sleep at night. Just eat protein. So cottage cheese,
I know it's come back to my thighs.
whether it's being blended or baked or whatever, cottage cheese has made a huge resurgence.
It's a big deal.
Thanks to that protein that we're all told to have. So here's Jackie Onassis's dinner. Cold poached salmon, blanched string beans, roasted potatoes, not a hint of a sauce.
She was very thin.
Her husband was getting all the sauce.
He was cashing in on that.
And dessert, well, it says here half a cup of peach ice cream, but I've had a look at the picture of the guy and what he was doing. It's half a cup of ice cream with some tinned peaches. You and I have both spoken of this. This was the dessert of our upbringing, was 2 fruits and ice cream.
Yeah, what a great dessert.
Yeah.
Put that on MasterChef. Forget your bloody snow globe.
Yeah.
Get us some 2 fruits and ice cream.
Yeah. Did you used to have it with the syrup over the ice cream?
From the fruits?
I don't know what you called your parents.
Yes. Your mum would put you didn't want too much fruit in there. You didn't want too much syrup.
Not too much
No.
syrup. We either had 2 fruits and ice cream or we had ice cream in a cone. And sometimes it was the cone that had the flat bottom.
Yeah. They were great.
They were great days, weren't they?
I used to like getting on the cones when I was a kid.
Do you want to hear what Nancy Reagan had in a day? She's another thin woman. Here's what she had. Her breakfast, this would have been the 80s.
Yep.
A low-fat health shake and a glass of orange juice. During the day, she would maybe snack on decaf almond tea. Lunch, a salad of radicchio watercress grapefruit.
Yep.
Almonds and lemon vinaigrette. Dinner was a broiled trout with kiwi and broccoli. And her late night snack, this is where she went crazy. 18 tubs of ice cream. No, a banana.
Oh, she just ate a banana.
Yeah.
Before she jumps into bed with Ronald.
She was dreaming that he was Ronald McDonald. She'd have been starving after a day like that.
What's your day on a plate? In the morning?
Well, I'm in here.
Yep.
So my day on a plate, I may have...
You bring a punnet of superfoods in, blueberries.
I have blueberries.
After you pick out all the mouldy ones, you eat about 3 blueberries.
They last about 10 seconds in the fridge if you're getting a mulberry or a blackberry. Blackberry, that's what they're called, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a blackberry.
What was the Palm Pilot everyone used?
A blackberry.
Yeah.
The drug dealers.
Don't make the mistake of chomping on that.
No.
I'll probably have some little fruity bits like that.
Yep.
I might have some instant porridge. We have to have things that we can prepare during a very short news break.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put on an osso buco, for example.
You made me hungry. You mentioned osso buco. After the show, what do you eat?
What do you eat after the show?
I usually make a tuna melt. So I'll eat some oats in the morning. I like my oats in the morning.
I make a heart melt. I make many hearts melt.
Of course you do. And then
Of course you do. Shut up.
I get some Lebanese bread and I get some grated cheese and some Serena tuna and a bit of that.
Full fat?
Yeah, with the oil. Yeah, don't waste my time with that watery slop. And I get the Frank's hot sauce. You know Frank's
No.
hot sauce, red sauce?
And do you put that under the griller?
I just put it in the toast making machine. You know, your Jaffle machine.
Oh, okay.
And then it makes two little, it's very nice.
Oh.
Yeah, very nice.
When I go home for lunch, I'll sometimes have tuna and a salad or a bit of leftovers from the night before.
Yep.
And then what do you eat in the afternoon?
I try not to eat in the afternoon. I'll have a piece of fruit perhaps.
That's a very light diet you have, unless you go crazy and have McNuggets all night.
No. And dinner is when I guts out a bit.
What do you have?
Well,
you
you
don't?
make steak and chips and salad or
That's not gutsing out.
enchiladas or something like that. During the holidays, you just eat crap all the time, don't you?
And I drink my calories most of the time in my holidays. Not a big drinker, but I'll have a glass of wine at night in my holidays, which I don't do during the week at home.
Yeah, because I'm worried about when I drink that it's bad for my liver. You're worried about it's bad for your weight.
Yes, that's right. I don't care less about my liver.
Right.
Well, remember when I first started working with you on a weekend, you would have like 15 beers a day. You don't do that anymore, do you?
Yeah, not 15 so much.
Or unless you've been fibbing.
I've been drinking a lot of the mid-strength beers. As you get older, I've been drinking the Blackfish because it takes you longer to become a dickhead. And also you don't have the hangover the next day. I have no time for a hangover
Is it the same calories as a full beer?
Actually, that's a good question. I'm not too sure about that. On Friday, that's
Is that your loosey-goosey day?
You go full blown on the Friday.
Yeah.
And then you sort of taper down from that.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
And Monday's the easiest day in the world not to have a drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
By Thursday, I go, whatever.
Yeah. Thursday, you're like Oliver Reed out on the town. But yeah, and that's because they say that you're not supposed to, because when you go to the doctor, they say you're not supposed to drink that much. They'll say, how many drinks do you have?
Oh, as if you're honest. Are you ever honest with that?
No, I always lie a bit.
They must know we lie. They must add 12 drinks to every conversation we ever have.
But I've got mates that would drink 15 beers a day.
Every day?
Yeah. If I drank 15 beers, I would do that on a big night and I would have a hangover. I'm good for 4. I like having 4, the feeling of 4 beers. Can't drive a car. Well, I do have some mates who say 5 and drive. I said, what, are you in 1972? But I'll have 4 and I feel good. If I could stop at 4.
This is what someone said to me, and this is very true. She said she drives to parties and things because she says she can have 2 drinks. And she said, you're never going to feel better than you do at 2 drinks. That at 2 drinks, the rest of the time you're playing catch up to feel like you did when you had 2.
Yeah.
And then you overdo it.
You're chasing the dragon.
Chasing the dragon around to get you another drink.
Yeah.
And that's why she drives so that she stops at 2, and that's the best buzz of all.
Who is this friend?
It's not me, obviously.
Well, I just want a Deso driver. Because that would be great.
More grapefruit, Brendan.
It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's on the cutting room floor today, Munchie?
Okay, let's talk Fire Festival 2.
The doomed music festival that became a Netflix series.
Oh, the series was amazing. Was it a series or was one special?
No, I think it was 2 specials.
It's worth having a look at. This was Fire Festival, FYRE, festival in 2017. What a disaster. Have a look at the documentary about it. It is so brilliant because it promised so much.
All these models, like in the Bahamas. The most insane festival the world has ever seen.
Island getaway turned disaster.
It became very barbaric.
Right now, we are the laughing stock of everything.
Just wait until you see what you're getting yourselves into.
Well, indeed.
Well, he got himself into a 6-year prison sentence. So the man that arranged that, his name was Billy McFarland. He was sentenced to prison for fraud. 5,000 people showed up to what was supposed to be a music experience. It was a disaster zone. It was likened seriously to a disaster zone. He was, as I said, convicted of fraud. He was released from prison after 4 years. A New York court awarded $7,220 each to the people who'd attended.
Whoa.
So people were turning up and the organisers knew that the musicians had backed out. They knew the accommodation wasn't ready. It's the most excruciating thing to watch. I'll just read you, before we get to Fire Festival 2, this is what went wrong with Fire Festival 1. The organisers didn't have enough space for the number of people who attended. They didn't have any experience about planning large-scale events. They didn't have anyone working on logistics, marketing and safety. The organisers defrauded investors and ticket holders. The organisers falsely advertised VIP villas that ended up being disaster relief tents.
Right.
Do you remember the first image that ever went viral? I think in the whole world, but this was the doomsday moment for Fire Festival. Someone uploaded a photo of a dodgy cheese sandwich.
Yep.
It was a piece of bread, a piece of cheese, and that was it. Considering they had paid for gourmet meals, there was no such thing. It did not exist. The proper tents did not exist. Mattresses were just thrown onto rain-soaked floors. When everyone arrived, all their luggage was just thrown into an unlit car park. It's horrendous to watch it. And the audacity they have in launching Fire Festival 2.
No.
Good morning, everybody. We just announced on the Today Show that Fire 2 is taking place April 25th through April 28th on a private island off of the Caribbean coast in Mexico. Ticket applications are available on firefestival2.com.
Well, they say it's real. They're going to be offering, quote, boundary-pushing excursions by day,
Right.
and intimate beachside performances at night. Their website says that tickets are selling between $1,400 and $1.1 million.
What, for one ticket?
For luxury, your promised luxury yachts, priceless experiences. I mean, this sounds terrible. That could include diving with whale sharks, mixology sessions, survivalist challenges.
Survivalist challenges, that means that they put you in an evacuation tent and throw you a cheese sandwich.
And you evacuate your bowels. Because there they are saying, we've booked it, it's all happening in a tropical island off Cancun in Mexico. Well, interestingly, the government of Mexico has denied knowing anything about it.
So how does he get away with it?
The Tourism Directorate has said, we have no knowledge of this event, no contact with any person or company about it. If you go to their website and take the coordinates they provide, apparently this is what the man has said, this tourism man has said, if you put those coordinates into Google Maps, it takes you to the ocean. When he was pressed, when good old Billy McFarlane was pressed about who has been booked, here's what he said.
We're going to have artists across electronic, hip-hop, pop, and rock. However, it's not just music. We might have a professional skateboarder do a demonstration. We might have an MMA champion teach you techniques in the morning. And
you say we might have. Are any of these for sure haves? Are they booked?
So I think what makes Fire so cool is that we are selling the experience of Fire. I want to be one of the first festivals that can sell out with no artists.
But you do have them booked.
We're announcing the artists over the next few months, so I'm not in charge of booking the talent.
Will these be A-list names that are involved?
I really hope so, and I expect so from our conversations.
Because he got done for fraud before. Now
Sure.
he can't say, hey, I've booked them all. But since then, he has booked someone. Do you want to know who it is?
Who?
They've locked in a performer. The very famous Antonio Brown.
Who's he?
Well, I had to read. He's retired from the NFL in 2022 after running off the field shirtless mid-game and has not been heard of since.
But he kept running like Forrest Gump.
He's the only person
Great.
who has been booked.
Someone that ran away from the event.
With his shirt off.
Right, okay.
So
Well,
Fire Festival 2.
Here's my credit card details. Caveat emptor. That's not one of the acts. That's a Latin phrase. Look it up.
Oh, look it up. That's up there with Do Better.
It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Are you ready for more?
When your kids were little, did you have fancy prams?
No. I think my kids are too old to be part of the era of the fancy pram. They were coming along. I reckon your era, your kids possibly were in the fancy pram.
Were they fancy? I don't think we had a fancy pram. We had one that the brake never worked and we never got it fixed. That's nice, isn't it? That's a great level of care.
Actually, you know what? I remember when Jack was little, you guys came out of my house and Harley and I were down in my shed because we had to take the wheel off the pram and use it on my grinder to grind down the brake part to fix it.
Well, I think the brake was jammed, so we took the brake off.
Yeah.
But at one point I had a double decker. So Jack, as a newborn, was in the slingy bit underneath and Liam, as a toddler, sat in the top. But it was such a cheap model that we'd bought that it overbalanced. I remember once outside McDonald's, it overbalanced. and both children and I all hit the deck.
What were you in there for?
No, I'm walking past it, and this young person who's working there just stood there gormlessly looking at me through the door, and I said, "Are you an effing idiot?" Terrible. I was so stressed. My 2 babies spewed out over the street.
Yeah, right.
Hey, could someone help me? Help me.
Kids, they're still gormless to this day.
Aren't they just? Well, the reason I'm talking about prams is Lamborghini has partnered with a British nursery brand called Silver Cross. And Silver Cross apparently claimed that they were the creators of the original pram in 1877. They've partnered to make a super-duper Lamborghini pram. I think there was a McLaren pram around when our kids were small, and I had to talk Harley into not getting it.
Of course.
But this retails for $5,000.
Ooh. Although that's kind of reasonable. Some of those bugaboo prams that you see.
What's a bugaboo?
They're about $3,000. They're the ones that look like a barbecue, but they're a pram.
Oh, yeah. I know what one you mean.
Yeah.
Well, $5,000 for a pram.
Look, it's nuts.
Unless we had a pram that then became a stroller. At least, you extend the life of it a little bit.
You could buy a 2005 Toyota Camry for that with 12 months
Get your kids to drive that around.
There you go, mate.
I used to take the pram up to pick up Jack from his little preschool. And because I was going to bring him home in the stroller, I'd walk up just pushing an empty stroller. And I thought, I look like a character in a Helen Reddy song. Yeah. And so I'd put a plastic bag or something in it so it looked like, I know it's empty. I haven't left him at home.
You look like one of those nuts that go around collecting cans.
Yeah. Oh, is that what they do? They put them in prams.
They put the cans in the pram.
Do they?
Yeah.
Just for the ride? Some of the time.
I think they do it they just do it to carry around. With the prams these days, because these days, and I was just looking up Baby Bunting, and you can get a cheap pram there for $229, an expensive one close to $3,000 for the pram, so depending on your needs. But when I was a kid, the greatest thing to make was a billy cart after a leftover pram. You remember those old school prams with the suspension?
Yeah.
And they had suspension, they had the 4 wheels. And so what you would do is you take the 2 front wheels off the 4-wheel bogie thing and you make your axle at the front, you get a bit of longwood and that would run, and then you would sit in the basket and you'd had suspension in your pram. Did you ever make those?
No. My brother and I did make Dad made a billy cart for us, but it was just it was like the cross that Jesus was crucified on, a shorter version with some wheels on the front and the back and a little seat. And because his name was Cameron, I was Amanda, it was called Commander. We painted a lightning bolt down the side.
Who painted the lightning bolt?
I certainly didn't.
No. Did you write Commander?
Yeah. No, I think Dad may have written Commander.
Oh, nice. Was there any grief about his name coming before yours?
Now you mention it, let me call him. And tell me about your billy carts.
Oh, well, that billy cart, we used to love it.
Whose old prams would you use?
We just find them. You'd go into someone's garage and there no doubt would be an old pram just sitting around. And, hey, mister, can we have that pram? You better take the baby out of it first, mate. And then we get it.
Sounds like your Ginger Megs.
Yeah, but that was the era. And my fondest memories is going to Bendigo in Victoria to see my grandparents. And they had this. Have you ever been to Bendigo?
Years ago.
It's a beautiful city. And where they live.
Panning for gold.
Yeah, we used to. There's always a guy going, "This is how you do it, boys." And you look at this guy and you think, mate, you don't have enough shoes.
Yeah, like if you're around if you're in here every day and you expect me to find gold.
Yeah. If it's that lucrative, surely you'd have some sort of dental plan.
Why are you stealing my sandwiches?
Anyway, we go up to the top of the hill and and you just go down the footpath on this, and it wasn't one of these fancy concrete footpaths. It was like a dirt track almost, and you go screaming down this hill to the bottom, and there was a natural hill that went up as well. So it wasn't that dangerous because the brakes on the pram, we were good at building the billy cart, but making brakes was that was a hard.
But see, that's what grandparents let you do. Would parents let you do it? Grandparents think, oh, they're outside, isn't that nice?
I'm a grandparent. I wouldn't let my kid do that.
No, of course not.
And we'd always let my brother go last.
Why is that?
Because he was hopeless and he'd always smash it.
Okay.
I mean, one day he got he literally went 2 meters and rolled it. He didn't even have any momentum. And he drives a B-double truck now.
Don't scare the rest of us.
And what's made its way on the cutting room floor today?
Well, in the same way that Marvel is making big sequels to everything, so is Disney. Actually, who did Wicked? I haven't seen the Wicked movie, but it's apparently, as someone phoned our Ghoulie hotline the other day and said that they were kind of sick of it.
Yep.
Because they like to think that the witch was a baddie, and now we're supposed to have sympathy for the witch and see the witch's backstory.
If Wicked was a metaphor for good, then I don't think Wicked is wicked. I think it's something I've avoided for many, many years, and I'm not likely to watch it anytime soon.
Well, what do you think you would make of the new live-action adaptation from Disney of Snow White?
Well,
it's got Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot. They spent...
Who do they play? Well, Gal Gadot would be the witch, wouldn't she?
In Snow White, would she?
Snow White,
What
seven
would she be the
dwarves.
witch? Because she's too old to be... Oh, no.
What's Gal Gadot these days? She'd be almost 40.
I was thinking of Sleeping Beauty. I get my stories confused. Well, they've spent $269.4 million to make the film, but they've scaled back the Hollywood premiere, which is always a bad sign, because there's been a bit of a backlash against its woke themes.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you what's happening
Disney's
here.
gone full woke, haven't they?
Have they? I think they did. Well, before we get to what's happening in Snow White, do you remember they remade The Little Mermaid as a live-action film? They swapped out the pale redhead for what's been described, well, it's a Halle Bailey, a black Ariel. And when it was released in Vietnam, it was met with a strong backlash and was boycotted in Vietnam.
Yeah. Well, why do they do this? Why do they do this?
Well, to be more inclusive.
Oh,
But the thing is, people of colour need to see themselves reflected as superheroes.
Yeah, of course.
They shouldn't just be supporting
but
cast.
with new stories.
Well,
why
actually,
don't they come up with new stories?
I know, you make a very good point. Make up new stories.
Yeah.
And people are sick of these remakes, aren't they? Well, let me tell you about Snow White. So here we go. Here's what's happening here. They've cast a Hispanic actress as Snow White, and Disney fans have highlighted the woke deviations in this story. There's no traditional romance plot. Where was romance in Snow White?
Well,
Is there a local wood chopper or something?
Snow White eats the poison apple and goes to sleep. And
That's
then
Sleeping Beauty. Snow White lives with the dwarves.
Sleeping Beauty pricks a finger on a spinning loom.
No, that's
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rasputin. It's Rumpelstiltskin.
A Sleeping Beauty and Snow White.
No, Snow White, we have no...
No, the castle. Everyone goes to sleep, but Snow White goes to sleep as well, and she's in a clear casket.
But I don't think there's any backstory to Snow White in terms of where has she come from, why is she living with dwarves. We just accept that she is.
She looks after the dwarves.
But why is she
She's
there?
She's their keep.
We don't know the other part of the story, do we? I haven't missed the story.
I just remember there was hi-ho, off to work we go. The dwarves would go and work in the mine.
Yeah, and she
Snow White
kept the
would be
place
at home.
clean.
Yeah, and
She does get kissed, doesn't she? Or is
by the prince, not one of the dwarves.
No, not the prince.
They're all in the bath.
I'm going to
Remember that time?
and she was feeling grumpy. Boom, boom. I'm going to Google.
And he was happy.
Storyline of what is it again? Of Snow White. Stay here. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
It says the storyline of Snowhole. What's happened? That must be another version of it. Snow White. Here we are.
Right, yeah.
The Grimm fairy tale.
It's the Grimm brothers.
Yeah. The Wicked Queen. Oh, there we are. Jealous of Snow White's beauty. The Wicked Queen orders the murder of her innocent stepdaughter, but later discovers Snow White is still alive, hiding in a cottage with 7 friendly little miners.
That's it. Yep.
I thought they were above age.
Yeah.
Disguising herself as a hag, the Queen brings a poisoned apple to Snow White.
Yep.
You were right. Who falls into a death-like sleep, can only be broken by a kiss from a prince. Isn't that Sleeping Beauty?
No, Sleeping Beauty, the whole kingdom goes to sleep.
This is a whole Bill Cosby thing. Puts all the girls to sleep.
You put the pills in the girls.
So what's happening here is that a Hispanic actress is playing Snow White, and the traditional romance is out because of its sexism, and they've reimagined the 7 dwarves as a diverse group of magical creatures of all heights, gender, and race.
Man, you know. So when
modern,
you say diverse,
parents,
I shouldn't say normal-heighted, but tall-statured, small-statured.
But what you may find is that parents would rather take their kids to see this, maybe. So you and I go, ugh, but maybe parents might choose this.
But what about if you're a short-statured person, a dwarf, or a midget?
You know how many gigs do you get?
Yeah, and now you can't even do Snow White.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Interesting, though, that CGI can transform people into anything.
Yep.
But you were supposed to use short-statured actors
Yeah.
for the dwarves.
When they made Hugh Grant an Oompa Loompa.
Well, yeah, there were protests. There were protests.
That's outrageous. Hugh Grant is a rich movie star.
But
And
what about in who played the guy who had his leg off in Forrest Gump?
Gary Sinise.
Do you have to get one-legged actors?
No, he had two legs gone.
Well, that narrows
Lieutenant
the
Dan
field.
lost both his legs. The CGI was so good in Forrest Gump. I believe that Gary Sinise at the time was a double
But what
amputee.
if you are a double amputee? You say, why couldn't I do
but
that role?
not every double amputee can act.
Well, please.
But dwarves,
All dwarves can act. Brendan, that's dreadful.
very
They're not just here to entertain you. Wow, your true colours. Maybe you shouldn't see this film.
Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you ready for more?
On the cutting room floor today.
Have you ever, Brendan, been using a chainsaw on a piece of wood or something? You like chainsaws, don't you?
I do.
And you're
I
chopping
do.
down trees and stuff with them.
Yeah, I have chopped a tree down, chopped up wood, chopped many things with chainsaw.
Have you ever done that? And while you're doing that, you think, you know what? I could use this in surgery.
Ooh, what, Texas Chainsaw Massacre style?
What came first, chopping down a tree or using a chainsaw on a human? I'm speaking in circles because I've got some interesting information
Well,
for
the
you.
tree would be first, wouldn't it?
No, the chainsaw was originally invented in the late 18th century for medical purposes, specifically to assist in symphysiotomy, a surgical procedure to widen the pelvis during childbirth.
Oh, my.
I know. The earliest versions were hand cranked, looked like a modern serrated knife. Over time, the concept was adapted for cutting wood, leading to the development of modern chainsaws for forestry, etc. But it was originally designed to help women in childbirth to widen the pelvis.
To help.
To help.
That
Because
is
we think that
extraordinary.
childbirth is the easiest thing on earth, but so many times the head would get wedged.
Yep.
If, people say, oh, people would do this on the side of a mountain, and babies died. That's why we have interventions.
Yeah. You gave birth vaginally, didn't you, to your children? I know that.
When you put it like that.
It does sound a bit rank, but, you know.
Yes, I didn't have a cesarean, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Do you remember much about it?
Oh, yeah, I was there at the time.
Yeah, no,
well, the first one, Liam was taking a very, very long time. And the day before, I'd been to see the doctor, or a couple of days before, and I thought for some reason I was fully dilated. They said, oh, you might be fully dilated. Are you checked into the hospital? I said, no, I'm going back to work. And so I wasn't. They'd made a mistake. So the next day, or when I came to give birth, and I was only 4 centimetres dilated after 12 hours. I said, oh, my God. Here was me thinking I was a goddess, that I was fully dilated and hadn't felt it.
Yeah.
So I had a epidural.
Yep.
And Liam came out. He's a vacuum pull.
Yep.
So he had a little hat on. He looked like Nefertiti. I was too scared to take the hat off in case that was the shape of his head.
That's
and it
true.
pretty much was. And then Jack sort of slipped out like a fish very quickly.
Well, yeah, because the highway's clear, as they say.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily, but that happened to. I often thought, who are these people that would ever give birth in a car park or on the side of a road? I pretty much almost did with Jack. I was on all fours in the car park.
Did you know since 1643, women largely have been giving birth incorrectly, all because of Louis XIV?
What do you mean incorrect?
So Louis XIV,
Giving birth out of our ears.
well, when women lie down and give birth on their back, the proper way for a woman to give birth is actually squatting down.
Let gravity help you.
Opens up the birth canal and also, as you say, gravity. King Louis XIV, when his wife was pregnant and about to give birth, he wanted to witness his newborn son, next heir to the throne, come into the world. He wanted to witness it. He wanted to see it. Not only that, he got all his mates around so they could watch the arrival of this new heir. So this lady is lying on her back.
The Queen, please.
The Queen, and she's got a modesty sheet that just covers up her face and all the other bits. But all they could see is vag and legs and the baby.
Le vagin legs,
Le
please. It was
vagin
in
legs.
France.
The baby coming out.
And so that was the first time women lay down.
That-
But that started the trend, did it?
That has started the trend. And online, if you read about it, it says King Louis, he fathered 22 children and also changed the way women give birth.
Wow.
Isn't that extraordinary?
Because in the modern birthing suite, if you want to lie on your back, great. If you want to stand up, great. If you want to yell out the window, great. Whatever it takes to get that thing out is accepted.
Yeah, but isn't that extraordinary?
Yeah.
Imagine on the weekend, you and your mates just sitting down having...
So you know what I'd like to see? Get the modesty screen for her face. But you know what I'd like to see?
It's good to be the king.